Let's really address the elephant in the room. Let's really get down to the real problem in this situation. This is beyond this baby, Naziah Harris. This is an issue that goes very deep in the level of darkness and wickedness that this family's dysfunction runs. This lady right here, clearly, based off the text messages that I've seen, based off her nonchalant attitude and disposition in that courtroom giving her testimony, the fact that she knew, I don't care what nobody say, if her kids knew that that man was a pedo, she knew that he was a pedo. We already determined based off the text messages that that man was in her house, even though she claimed that he was never in her house. That little girl texted and said, go on up there and F my auntie, and then come and do me, basically. So he was all up and through that lady's house. The real issue is this lady refuses to take accountability for what and how she raised her own children and who she allowed around her own children, and the fact that somebody took advantage of her at the age 11 because she gave birth to her oldest daughter at 11, allegedly. And according to her family members, according to certain family members via Facebook, her issue is that she wanted the money. She didn't care about the safety of this baby right here, Naziah. The auntie Shannon, this heifer, didn't care either. In fact, I believe that she was genuinely jealous of her niece. I do. And what I'm picking up spiritually is that they bullied that little girl. She chose a man over her niece. She felt like that was her children's father. And, you know, she was actually a teenager when she met Jarvis as well. Every girl that he ever got pregnant was underage, allegedly. She knew 12 years ago that he had went to prison for SAing a little girl who was also 13 and younger. Her family member said she responded and said the little girl was lying on him. So you talking about a family of pygmishas that's money hungry and got men centered in their worlds, and that a man could do no wrong. They thought he was cute. He light skinned, decent grade of hair. You know, black people got this issue with colorism. You want a light skinned baby with cute hair? Oh, look at my baby daddy ass girls. And you know how I know? Because I got a family just like that. And this is why I talk about family dysfunctions and dynamics, because this is a problem in the black household. I ain't talking about nobody else. I'm pretty sure it's going on in theirs too. But then a lot of these issues go back to slavery. A lot of these issues that we're having today goes back to slavery. This is deeper than Naziah Harris. Rest in peace to her. May she get the justice that she deserved, because she was in the hands of people that did not give a damn about her and allowed a light-skinned man with a good grade of hair take full advantage of the fact that she was not protected, she needed love, and she was vulnerable. This was a text that a relative of Naziah's family had wrote. This was back in January 2023. The twins, as I hear it, there is Chester the molester amongst the family, basically, and it's confirmed by someone else, so speak facts before running your mouth. As you can see, the two twins, because both laughed at this status. Shannon is the one that was on the stand talking, the auntie that lived with Naziah. Shannon has a twin, okay? So they laughed at this, and I just feel like neither of them took this situation serious from the very beginning. They made excuses for his behavior in monstrous ways. Shannon clearly didn't want to believe that he was truly the monster that he had been supposedly registered to be. And I just think that none of them took this serious for whatever reason. They didn't feel like it was necessary to keep him away from the women in the family and children altogether. So this is some messages between Roxy and the auntie Shannon. And she basically sent this message on January the 11th, 2024. So this was a few days after Naziah had went missing. And the cousin is just now aware of what took place and that Naziah was missing. And she was asking Roxy to share the post. So then Roxy asked her, why would she run away? Who she lived with, cuz? So initially, I believe that Shannon, the grandma, everybody in the family that she had immediate contact with on a day-to-day basis thought that she ran away. They felt like she was planning to run away, and eventually it was going to happen. And Shannon basically is saying here that Tudor lives with my mama. We think she running with a boy or an older guy. My thing is, why would you think it would be an older guy? Is it something that led you to believe that? Is it something that she seen, found, heard, knew about that led her to believe it would even be an older guy? So then Roxy responded, oh wow, what the F, how old is she? And she told her she's 13. And she said, what? So here we have Tudor is also the nickname for Naziah. So Tudor asked where Two Streets was prior to her disappearance. And the auntie Shannon said this wasn't her first time. I mean, this is her first time. And then she said Tudor is also sneaky as shit. And apparently she must have went and asked her friends, because she said all of Naziah's friends are saying that nothing is wrong and that Naziah basically just wanted some D. Okay? So I don't believe that they had any pep in their step about when it came to Naziah's whereabouts, nor did they care, because they assumed that she was fast. Okay? They assumed that she was sneaky as shit and that it was no reason to look for her. They probably thought maybe she was going to come back home, nor did they give a damn. Which will explain why they let this baby go a whole night without knowing where she was at. And when I really think about it, from the time she was expected to be home on January 9th at 3 p.m. to 3:10 p.m., it took them 18 hours to report her missing. Those were some very critical hours, because looking at the timeline, Javari's sister, which is right here, Javari's sister was one of the last people to see Naziah alive, alongside Javari's so-called business partner right here, who is also at the county, I believe, because of violation of parole. But they were some of the last people to see this girl alive, which means had the family been very vigorous in their approach to trying to find Naziah, maybe, just maybe, somebody would have thought, oh, let me just go up to the shop. Let me just go up to where she be. Let me just go driving around all night. And matter of fact, let me just call the police, because it's been a whole hour since she ain't been heard of. Instead, they drug their feet. They waited to the next day because they thought the girl was fast and she didn't deserve to be found. That's what it was. They didn't give a damn. They did not give a damn about her being gone. And they thought that shit was a joke. They thought shit was sweet. They didn't expect it to get to this point. This couldn't have been the first time. Maybe she didn't run away all of these times, but they definitely knew she was sexually active, and they definitely knew that she was pregnant. They definitely knew that Javaris was all up and through that lady house. Somebody is definitely lying, and I know that the truth will prevail in this situation, because there's too many loopholes here.